some of you may have come in a little stressed. Some of you may have come in just trying to get a little tune-up to figure out some things that you could do simpler or some steps that you can take. But whatever it is and whatever brought you here, I guarantee that there have been some times that the pressure was a little harder to bear. And some days it just seemed like everything was coming at you at one direction, one time. And so you know that there's some things that you can incorporate into your life to make it easier. Is that right? Y'all can talk back to me. I like talk. That's true. So we know that some days are easier than others. And there's some days where, you know, the song, Everybody Knows My Name. And there's some days you don't even know your name, you know, trying to get it all done. So I want to open up with a little analogy. How many of you have ever taken your car in to get an oil change? Get an oil change, and you're sitting in the waiting room reading your magazine, and the mechanic comes out and he says, Linda, you need a tune-up. You're like, no, I need an oil change. He said, no, your filter needs changing. You got hose. You know how they run off all the lists? And as women, they really do just run off the massive list for you. And you're like, okay, whatever. Just take care of it, fix it, tune it up. Then there are other times you may have taken your car into a shop and it was clanking, you know, shaking a little something, something's not right, and you purposely take it to the shop to find out what's going on, and you get in there and they tell you you need a tune-up. You're like, okay, great. Let's get this tuned up, let's get it working, let's get it taken care of. And those are the two types of people that are here today. Number one, either things are pretty smooth right now and kind of simple and you're coasting and you just want to get a little bit more organized, or two, your husband asked you to drop off the dry cleaning this morning on the way to work and you screamed. Your kids asked for another bowl of cereal and you panicked. The child wanted the nurse as you were walking out the door and you were going to be late. Or your husband asked, I mean, everything is, so your engine's clanking. You're 2 short steps of snapping. Anybody, number 2 people? You don't have to raise your hand. You don't have to raise your hand. But you can be a number 2. And it's easy. You can transition from 1 to 2 like that. You know, things are coasting and somebody else adds a project or someone else adds a demand and you've shifted. And you're kind of like, I cannot do all this. How am I supposed to make all this happen? And so you shift into that number 2. And what happens is both cases you need a tune-up. Either just to clean up some things and keep it going, or to turn some things around. So you still need a tune-up. And the thing is, no matter where you are, you're going to get some tips today that you can incorporate into your life, that you can apply into your life. And you'll be like, okay, I was tuned up. Everything may not be like I want it to be, and things may be going on a little differently, but it's all good. I can handle it. I can handle it. Before we talk about time, I want to ask you something about money. How many of you would walk down the street with $20 bills flying out your purse and just let them go? You know, how many of you would send your ATM number? Can you hear me when I walk away? Because the mic sometimes. How many of you would send your ATM number out to your email distribution list? You know how we send out everything? This is good. You'll laugh, need a joke. How many of you will send out your ATM PIN number? Nobody. Why? Because you understand the value of a dollar bill. You understand how precious that money is. You know how many hours you work to get it. So why is it that we can be so protective over our money and then just walk around throwing out our time? You know, you can keep up with your money if you balance your checkbook. I know there's some who don't. We're going to stick with the norm. People who balance their checkbook. You can look at the register and you can account for where your money's gone. You can account for the things that you've done. But how many nights do you go to bed at night and you have no idea what you did with your time? And the thing about it is money and time are both very, very valuable. Time is valuable, money is valuable, but you can make more money. I don't care who you are and what you own, you can't incorporate and create new time. And most people don't live their life like that. They don't realize that this is not a dress rehearsal. This is not a do-over. There's no callbacks. When you wake up in the morning, every day is showtime.